What is up, fellow nerds, and welcome to Not Your Status Quo. Tonight, we're talking Daredevil Born Again. We're talking Maul Shadow Lord. We have been eating well, and we're going to talk all about it. But before we get into all of that fun, Doug, Chris, how's it going, gentlemen?
Well, Keith, let me tell you, I am outstanding. Yes, still enjoying some good episodes. Unfortunately, didn't get to enjoy any Invincible this week. But still amazing television. And yeah, cannot wait to talk about it with you fine gentlemen. But obviously, before we get into that, we need to know how Chris is doing.
Well, guys, I'm doing marvelous. It's so awesome to get to talk to you guys about these shows. And yes, Doug, I agree. I was about to say the A word. You want to do it too soon. But I agree. It's a little sad that we didn't have Invincible this week. Absolutely.
Oh, thanks.
You need a drink? Okay. I was a little sad we didn't have Invincible, and I totally forgot, too. I went to go watch it. We watched The Boys. I'm like, all right, I still got the Invincible to...
Oh, yeah.
No, I do not. So,
I did
a
the
little
same
sad
thing.
there. But again, we are eating so good, and there's so much more great content coming our way this summer. It's going to be the summer of the nerds, too, so it's going to be awesome. So with that said, I can't wait to talk about Daredevil and Maul Shadow Lord with you two fine gentlemen. So Keith, how are you doing, good sir?
Gentlemen, I am tremendous. Crazy week at work, but man, when you get to watch Maul and Daredevil Born Again and The Boys, and sadly no Invincible this week, but you know, we just got a whole season of it, so we can't complain too much, but we will complain. We need Invincible every week. Every day, we need the 24-hour
Why
Invincible
isn't the new
channel.
season out yet?
Yeah.
Right?
What are they waiting for?
Come on, Robert
gosh.
Kirkman.
Do these animators think they need to be paid? They can
I know.
work 80-hour weeks. Let's go.
Oh, no. They can work 120-hour weeks. We need new Invincible. We kid. We're just kidding, animators. Please don't come after us. We know
Just
you
make
need
a good
time.
product. Take your time.
We love the artwork that you guys
Yes.
do. So please don't come
100%.
after us. But with that being said, let's talk a little Maul Shadow Lord. We got Chapter 7, Call to Oblivion, and Chapter 8, The Creeping Fear. And Chapter 7 starts out, Maul is leading Devin and Riley to his current hideout. And the pair attempt to
Yes.
escape. And he's like, just come with me. Once we get there, you're free to go. It's all
He
good.
keeps saying it, too. You're
Yep.
free to go. And then, nope, just kidding.
Where do you think you're going? You see him like running out of patience. Like he's like, why is my plan not working? She should be bleeding out her kyber crystal right now and following my every word.
I wonder if he's like,
on
well,
a
because he was
schedule.
sort of like born and raised to, be a Sith apprentice. So he might not just know how this is supposed to work. Like, the only thing that he knows about the dark side and about the Sith come from, I guess Mother tells him maybe. Did she teach him anything? I'm not entirely sure.
Well, she gave
I don't think she
him
teached him.
to Sidious when he
Palpatine,
was
yeah.
really young. Yeah,
What's that, Chris?
I think he said.
Yeah, I don't
Palpatine.
think Mother... Yeah, I just said Palpatine, so...
Oh, yeah, I know Palpatine, trained him to be his apprentice, but did
Good guy, Palps.
did the witches on Deathmere, did they teach him anything at all, or was
No,
he?
'cause
He was so
boy.
young. Yeah.
Okay.
As far as
So,
we know,
yeah.
they haven't said anything about his past being trained by them in any way, just that he was given up.
Well, then-
And we learned something about him being given up too, which we'll get to next episode.
Yeah, with the little traumatic flashback things, like again. Not to jump
We'll
ahead.
get there.
I
We'll
told
get
you,
there,
gentlemen.
guys.
I'm like, this man needs therapy.
Therapy.
That's what I should have put on the thumbnail. Maul needs therapy.
Him
Yeah.
laying down.
Any
talking-
good entertainment, if they got therapy, we wouldn't have good entertainment out there.
That's true.
Stories would end very quickly.
Because
There'd
be
Keith
no
is
drama.
right. He's so darn impatient. I don't understand. Why isn't it working? Why isn't she my apprentice yet?
her lightsaber's
Yeah,
not
and
red.
it's the first time he's blown up this season.
You need to have Maul like laying on a couch talking to Dr. Katz in our next.
Oh, great callback!
But
What a show!
while they're discussing who should stay and who should go, not to bring in the Clash into all of this, but the Empire attacks, and Riley ends up getting caught because he is kind of staying back. Devin joins Maul in the fight. It's she's starting to realize, I think, hey, the enemy of my enemy is an ally for now. You know, she's seeing that he's not going to hurt her. I think she understands what he wants from her. She's not willing to go there yet, but she's inching closer and closer pretty much every episode, I think.
I think she's also kind of getting tired of the we just have to keep moving and surviving sort of mentality that, you know, the Jedi kind of have to live by at this point in time. And I think she wants to get back into the mode of, I see somebody who's in need, I see trouble, I jump into action.
I want to help. Yeah, I want action instead of hiding and fleeing like Master Daki wants them to do.
Exactly.
He wants peace and to sell insurance.
Yep.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, God, I cannot stop hearing the Allstate guy whenever he talks.
It's such a unique voice. It's very hard to separate it.
Are you in good hands?
Yes, Master Daki. But Riley is taken back to police headquarters. Lawson is trying to contact Two Boots to try to get him out once he kind of finds out where he is. And
I love Two Boots in this episode. I'm surprised you recognized me on account of I don't have my boots on. And everybody's looking down like, oh man, I didn't notice you didn't have your boots. Okay.
Yeah, your voice. You sound like all the other ones.
Your boots? Yeah.
And meanwhile, Maul and his group make it back to the escape ship, only to be intercepted by not only stormtroopers, but by Marrok and the 11th brother, a.k.a. the Crow. And they engage Maul. And during the fighting, the Mandalorians, who we've seen not Rook cast, but the more mercenary of the less Maul-Delorians, decide to steal the ship and take off. Yeah. And unfortunately, that doesn't end for them well because they're blasted.
It went so well for them. I was like, man, I've never seen the gunships so efficient at taking anything out. You know, like, wow.
And I was thinking, like, I know that our primary characters, our main characters, are going to have all plot armor, right? But I was actually concerned about the accuracy of the stormtroopers because it seemed like they were pretty good this time around. And like, I know that's a running joke that, you know, were they really inaccurate? Did they intend to be? Were they purposely missing on the Death Star because Vader ordered them to? Like, you know.
Oh.
But have you not heard that one?
I haven't heard that one.
Oh, yeah, that was a
theory for sure.
A theory going out for a long time that they were purposely missing on the Death Star because they had put the tracker on the Millennium Falcon, and so Vader told them to miss.
Yeah, in that specific moment, that would make sense.
Yeah.
But all the rest of them, not so much.
I still chuckle every time Bill Burr's character, I'm not a stormtrooper.
I'm a trooper. Yeah.
But we see the Inquisitors actually getting the upper hand on Maul a little bit. It ends up killing Scorn, who is one of the, not his brothers per se, but one of...
No, one of the Zabrak
brothers.
Zabrak. Their brothers.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was...
Yeah, that was so sad, too. There was emotion to that. I was like, ah! And you could tell Maul was upset about that as well.
Oh, yeah.
So he actually cared about those fellas.
He does care about his people a lot more than Sidious ever did with any of his people. He's 100%. Not quite a Sith, and we'll talk about that, you know, a little later, too, but... You know, he's wounded.
I also, you know, you bring up a good point, though. I think Palpatine is kind of an outlier when it comes to how Sith are. Because I mean, most Sith are very emotional, and the prime reason why they embrace the dark side, it's for power, sure, but it's power because they want something. Like in the case of Anakin wanting to save a life, and so he wanted power from the dark side to do so. Maul probably, he's as we see later on, he's very emotional about losing his brother, losing his family, and yeah. So
He's
now
got all the
having
attachments.
yes, exactly the attachments. That's key. He's got a lot of attachments, and yeah, this is going to hurt him just as much whether he was paying them to be mercenaries or not. You can tell that they became kind of like almost a second family to him.
Yeah.
They really did.
Yep.
And also his leg.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I'd
Damn,
love
that
He
to.
lost all of his family, so he wants to replace him. So
Yep.
Yeah.
But we see at the end here, it looks like Maul is surrendering, which he is told, "Oh, there's no surrendering. The Emperor wants you dead."
wants
And I
you
was like,
dead.
"Whoa!" Then then he's like, "Oh, I'm not surrendering."
Likewise.
Yes, that was
Love
pretty
it.
sweet. It's nice to see
It was very sweet.
that the Inquisitors aren't pushovers, and Maul still has power. They're
Yeah.
doing a really good job on this show, showing that you can be powerful and not, Steven Seagal your opponents, where they don't touch you. You just, knock them out of the
Yeah.
way. Just because they're Inquisitors.
And it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes sense because Master Daki had messed up Maul's leg, so he was already kind of, not functioning at his fullest too during those fights. So there was a reason why he wasn't doing as well against the Inquisitors this time around.
Well, and they knew to bring a second one because Marrok had faced him one-on-one, one-on-two, really, because Devin had joined that fight too, and he
Devin,
knew he needed help. And the ego of the Inquisitors have to be put in check probably a little bit by Vader, who runs the Inquisitors. It's like, oh, you didn't defeat Maul? Okay, we're sending another Inquisitor to help you because this is too important for you guys to screw up. But
Yeah.
unfortunately,
Now,
they screwed up.
I've got a question for you too. So I was
Preguntas.
legitimately surprised that they brought up Emperor Palpatine because I don't know. I feel like during this point in time, maybe it's still pretty early on, but I feel like as he's settling into becoming the Emperor, it seemed like he cared less and less about pretty much anything that wasn't about his cloning program or destroying the rebels and everything like that. Like, I don't know, it seemed like his focus towards the existing Jedi and I guess Maul waned. So I was kind of surprised that he cares that Maul is still out there.
I don't know if he actually knows Maul is out there, but if they are getting their orders from Vader or the Grand Inquisitor saying the Emperor wants him dead is
Oh,
a good way
okay.
for them to understand the importance of that mission. It's not just, hey,
Yeah.
go kill that Jedi. It's like the Emperor wants him dead.
Yeah.
'Cause I still
It's
I go
probably
back
like
to
a standing order too. Like, this is the order.
Oh.
If you ever see this guy, kill him on sight.
because I still go back to I think about that moment in the Obi-Wan TV series when Vader was talking about how close he is and I'm gonna get Obi-Wan, I'm gonna kill him, and the Emperor's like, you need
yeah.
to stop, you need to knock this shit off and stop worrying about it's some Jedi, who cares, we won.
And
Yeah,
I think it
that's
takes, after a little while, the Emperor, and I hope they're doing it with this show.
Cools off a little.
Not cools off per se, but starts to realize what a thorn in his side Maul really is. Right now he's a gnat. They're sending Inquisitors after him, but we'll see that building up. But we get into Chapter 8, the creeping fear. Maul narrowly survives that fall. And he does, did you guys notice he did the Palpatine spin with the lightsaber to
I
get
did.
through the thing?
Yeah, and I put that in my video. Yeah, I was like, that is awesome. It was so sweet. That was probably my favorite part of this episode.
There was a lot of good parts in this episode too, because we start to see him hallucinating on his past. We see his brother Savage Opress not wanting him to leave with Sidious, and yet he still does. And just by the way, Sam Witwer's voice work in this was maybe the best he's ever done. Going between young Maul and adult Maul and talking and I was like, wow, that is really impressive. I mean, I hope he couldn't have done it in one take. I can't imagine he did because it was just so different.
No, probably
and
not.
It was just so cool. And it was pretty much everything. How Sidious was training him, hitting him with force lightning, and doing all this stuff wasn't a very motherly, mentorship.
No.
It was pain
No,
and suffering.
no.
Mother Palpy.
Yeah. Good guy Palps must have got that moniker later because he was
We'll
not.
get that tough love.
And then we even see,
Shocking, if you will.
yeah,
Ah!
ding, ding, ding. We even do see the death of his brother from the Clone Wars.
We
when
do. Same shot and
City-
everything. Yeah.
Yep. It's like, wow. And you feel a little bit for Maul. And I think all of this coming back the way it is may change him. And we'll talk about what I think might happen after this later, because we do see that Riley is interrogated by the 11th brother. We don't actually see it. He just comes in the room and the door's closed. And I was like,
Yeah.
Dun, dun,
I was kind of surprised by that we didn't see that at all.
Yeah, I got a question for you two as well. And I think probably the real world reason why we didn't see that interrogation is maybe we've seen that the 11th brother in Tales of the Jedi was voiced by Clancy Brown, a stan of the show, if you were. And I wonder if he had like a scheduling conflict or whatnot, and that's why we haven't heard the 11th brother talk during this, and why they cut between that interrogation. They didn't show it. Maybe that's the reason.
I didn't even consider that. I didn't really watch the credits either.
yeah, I didn't think of that either. I thought it was going to be something that they would hint back at. Like he figures something out. Riley gives him a piece of information that is critical to maybe what they're doing. But how would he have anything that's really critical? He doesn't know enough.
He didn't. He didn't at that point. So
I was thinking real world as well. I assumed Disney was like, oh, no, we cannot show a child getting tortured. Cut that out.
That's a good point.
Child Maul getting tortured.
Well, he's not a human.
Oh, because this is Zabrak. We are. As long as it's not a human, child torture is fine, guys.
If they would have shown Maul like playing,
boy.
lacrosse, space lacrosse, then they would have, nope, we can't show that. But but we see
man.
Lawson calling Two Boots again, who just learned that the captain was executed, and
Right?
No way, they would never do that. By the
That's
way,
not
did you notice I'm not
protocol.
wearing my boots?
that's not protocol. What are they doing?
Two Boots, you've told us 1,000,000 times. Yeah, your boots are gone. We got you.
We know who you are. Stop it. But I want my.
It's like
boots.
C-3PO with his leg. It's like, you didn't know, probably didn't recognize me because of my red leg. Right, C-3PO. Gotcha.
They were made by the same company.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, they definitely were. But we do see Captain Lawson is offering to trade himself in.
Yeah.
Two Boots being all about
As in-
protocol. He's like, take me and release my son. And Two Boots is okay with that.
Yeah. Good dad.
Yep.
Any
And
dad
then,
would do that.
of course, 100%. As they, get to the police station to free him, Two Boots is taking out some stormtroopers, and he's figuring out, hey, they killed the captain. Maybe these guys aren't who I should be siding with. They're not about protocol. They're not about order.
Right.
He's kind of piecing it
saying,
together.
They're not following protocol.
Yeah. And
I
that's
still
all he
think the
comes
breaking point was the boots.
It really
That's
was.
what broke him.
Yeah.
He just held it
Nothing
together
else.
for a little while longer. Then it's like, that's it.
Yeah.
Where are my boots?
You
I
took
can't do
my
it.
boots away, so I will take your hands.
Yeah, the floor is not too squishy anymore. I don't like this.
And I like it too. They end up getting out of he gets him out of the prison. He's like, we're not trading you in. Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
And Jedi Master Doc, he's like, go steal us a ship. It's like, I thought you
Oh,
were supposed
I
to
know.
steal.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, why are you having your Padawan doing criminal activity? And
Right.
it's like,
Kind of a
hang
weird
on.
flip when you wouldn't let her steal food.
Yes.
Yes! Exactly.
But and
Now it's okay.
Now it's okay.
I wonder
They
if
didn't even
he
do
was,
like the Captain America thing where it's like, we're borrowing it, so get your feet off the hood of,
and I wonder
off
if
the
it's like,
console.
okay, we're taking this because we're saving innocence, and it's okay. We're not going to,
ends
we'll give it
justify
back,
the means.
even though they're
Yeah.
never going to get back to the right people at this point.
Yeah, they destroyed it.
But they're heading
You
to meet.
think?
Yeah, they're heading to meet with Lawson's underworld contact, and the Jedi sense something is amiss.
I like
Yeah,
how they
both of
both like you can see the look on oh my gosh, what's her name?
Devin?
Devin. Oh my gosh, why is my brain? You can see the look on
Okay.
Devin's face, and then like when Master Taki is like, "Yes, I sense it too," and it's like, "Oh, I love when they get all force sensitive. Oh, it's awesome."
Well, and of course, Lawson
Got a
then calls
bad
her
feeling about this.
and confirms. She gives him.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what she said. Something about the planet, but he's like, "Okay, yeah, we're walking into a trap," and
Right.
they end up sneaking out the top
Very
of it.
Terminator 2 moment.
And then,
Yes.
and then of course
Parents are
somebody
dead.
overrode the elevator.
Yep.
Obviously, of course that's gonna happen.
But they crawl out the top, and
Mm-hmm.
his buddy ends up blowing up the ship and trying to kill.
I
everyone
called
there.
that, by the way. Before the elevator doors open, I'm like, I guarantee we're gonna see a part of the ceiling from the elevator on the floor. They've used their lightsabers to jump through, and sure enough, I'm like, I called it.
Yeah.
I know your moves, you Jedi.
It helps
Wily
having
Jedi.
having laser swords. So
Right.
Yeah, but they end up fleeing before they're caught. Blows up the ship
Mm-hmm.
to escape, and we see Maul reuniting with his Shadow Collective, we'll call them, and Vario is like, let's use Nico Demus's office. No one's going to look for us here, and it seems to work. But I loved at the end when Vario's like, hey, I just got a message from Dryden Voss of Crimson Dawn, and he wants to meet.
yes.
So I didn't realize that Crimson Dawn had existed already. I
It did.
thought Maul created them.
Yeah. And they were actually part of the Shadow Collective too. Dryden Voss actually shows up in the Clone Wars as a hologram
Yep.
and everything, talking to Maul.
Okay.
You see him in a scene. Yep.
I
And I
remember
wonder-
that now. Yes, that's right.
And I definitely think he's reaching out because he understands Maul will want to take revenge on me. I'm going to call and be like, hey,
Smart man.
come back
Yeah.
and lead us.
Can you give me some lightsaber like daggers?
Also,
Little
speaking
daggers?
of, leading us, I do like that one Mandalorian pointed out to Maul, like just restating that she's still loyal to him. She said, when you took the throne of Mandalore, I promised to serve you. They
Yeah.
might need a little bit more monetary compensation to serve you, but not me.
Yeah.
They don't
Yeah,
need those
Rick
credits
Cass
anymore.
Is all
No, they don't.
no.
But
No,
I
they
want to talk a little bit too about the visions of Sidious and Savage Opress and all that stuff
Okay.
because I watched that and I was like, oh, that is so cool. It was so well done. And I was watching it the second time. I almost think this is going to make him change. He is after this. He's no longer want to have Devin as an apprentice. He is breaking away from the Sith mentality. He's been doing all this, and he's going to think it's wrong. He may look to get her as an ally, but I don't think he's going to go the apprentice route after this. He's not going to try to make her Darth Talon. He's going to want her on her side and be like, you should tap the full side of the dark side because it's more powerful and do all this. But I think he sees how he was treated and how he was taken away from his brother and how
Yeah, it's a good
it pretty
reminder.
much ruined his life, that he may not do that to other people anymore because of what happened to him.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I agree. And like, if you remember at the beginning of that whole scene, he was talking to his younger self, like saying, "I hate you." And by the end, he was like, "I don't want to see anybody ever again go through this. I'm going to make sure that he never does this to anybody else." So yeah, that was the arc of the character during that. I think you're absolutely right. So we are going to see that kind of dynamic shift.
And it's
in
great
Maul
too because you can see this.
Treat Devin.
Yeah, you can see this character who's kind of a villain,
Oh yeah.
but his motivations for wanting to end Sidious are much more noble,
Right.
because it's not just
No.
revenge. It's like, I don't want you ever to do this to anyone again.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it's for the children. Well,
Yeah,
someone
there's
think of the
two-
children.
Right? There's always those two ideologies, like this happened to me, so it should happen to everybody, or this happened to me, so it should never happen to anybody ever again. Those two mindsets, and it's crazy that we got Maul in that latter half.
I
So
know.
I'm all for it.
Me
Yeah.
too. yeah.
When
It's
I
so relatable.
when I got done with basic training in the military, when I'd gotten to my actual first unit, I remember talking with a couple of folks that I had been in basic training with, and we were talking about how some things had already started changing. Like by this point, smartphones were starting to become a little bit more popular, more people having them, and
Mhm.
they had just started at Fort Benning allowing troops to keep their phones, to bring their phones to basic training, which when I joined, that was a big no-no. They
What?
did not. Yeah.
That was not.
They told me, because I said, well, can I bring it? And then they'll like put it to the side, and my recruiter is like, no, just don't bring it at all. You're never going to get it back if you do.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, all right. Now, if you need to make a phone call, you can earn a pay phone call. And I was like, oh, well, okay. But then we found out, oh yeah, they're letting troops keep their phones now, and they're doing this and they're doing that. And my thought process was, good. They should change things. That's you can't keep it stagnant. Like there's no real reason to tell somebody not to bring their phone when it's become such a part of everyday life. Sure, don't
That's
don't
true.
let them use it during training, but if they keep it locked up, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you'd hear other people like, no, they should be. We had to deal with rough treatment. They were mean to us, so they should treat them the same way.
Yeah.
And I was like, why though?
Just so you know, Doug, I wasn't allowed to take a cell phone to basic training either.
You weren't allowed to take a giant
Car phone.
microwave emitting.
What's that? Oh, hold on a sec. Yeah, we're here at basic training. Yeah, we're about to do some push-ups. Yeah, that's right. I don't even think, when I went in '88, I don't even think there were those cell phones. There was car phones that I think you could plug in, but there was nothing like that. Did I ever tell
Yeah.
you guys the story of what my daughter said? We're on tangent time too, by the way. But my dad worked for Michigan Bell for 35 years, so we used to have
no
a
kidding.
bunch of phones. And I took my daughter over to my mom's house one day, and we were down in the basement, and she saw one of those old rotary dial phones.
Mm-hmm.
And she looked at me and she goes, "Dad, you had to carry that around everywhere?"
Oh no!
It's like, oh, sweet summer child. Those were plugged in and didn't move.
Yeah. No.
Keith, that story just added a few more gray hairs to my beard. Oh God, you're aging me.
Sorry. Not my intent.
We all got them. They're coming in.
Some of us a little more platinum blonde than the others, but that's okay.
Right?
You,
You know-
you bleached it. You're cool.
Look
That's right.
good.
That's right. Yeah, making a statement. But I think too. I think even though Maul won't try to make her an apprentice, he's still going to push the dark side on her. And I think little things like taking the car and Master Daki getting a little more loose with the rules is going to help push her down to
Oh yeah.
more dark side activities, because it does seem like they're going to have to team up to be safe. And Master Daki accepting Maul as an ally is just maybe another stepping stone for her to start embracing the dark side more, because Master Daki won't, but she definitely might.
Oh yeah,
I
and
really,
you can see
really
as
like
these
Master
episodes are going by that she's getting more and more frustrated with her master. She's clearly
Yes.
she's looking at him like, what? Why are you having us do this?
Yeah. She is.
She's not totally
He's gotta
gone
die,
yet.
right? He's
But-
got to die in this season.
She's certainly asking questions. Like,
Yes.
is this really the thing that we should be doing?
Yeah. Well, she was butting against his orders from the beginning of the show too, and it's only grown, and she's become way more aggressive. So the dark side is growing in her.
It is. Yeah, her fighting style is a lot more aggressive, and we're seeing the change slowly. They're not rushing it. I applaud
Nope.
that. They are letting it build up and letting us all see it play out. It's not how Maul thought it should be. I've talked to her
Oh, yeah.
twice. Why is she not my full apprentice now? What is wrong?
Yeah, I know. But yeah, I think you were right, Keith. Like after this event with Maul and this revelation, I think she's going to be taken aback by how he's going to treat her differently moving forward. And she's like, "Oh, wow, he's actually caring about me and not forcing me on anything."
And imagine if
know.
he tells them the story of how he was trained by Sidious, and he
Yeah.
says, "I won't let that happen to anybody else." They're going to be like, "We should probably help him with that. That's not a bad.
Yeah.
That's not a bad thing." But I don't know, and I was wondering because when I was watching this too, I'm like, nobody knows that Sidious is a Sith yet. Like, it is not well known in the galaxy. People on this planet would not be like, "Oh yeah, the Emperor's a Sith. We know that." He still hasn't. He pretty
Yeah,
much
it's not
killed
common
everybody
knowledge.
who knew.
Yeah, I think we
I don't
talked
know if
about
it ever
this
is.
in our last stream, but yeah, I don't think the majority of the galaxy, outside of people who are familiar with the Jedi, I don't even think half of them really know what the Sith are.
No.
There might be some, mention of them in history books, but more as like an ambiguous, the Sith Wars, and it's like, oh yeah, some sort of like ancient race, maybe? Question
Oh,
mark.
true, yeah.
Like they probably don't know.
Yeah, it's true. And there was a really good back issue breakdown that came out today about an old episode of Darth Maul comics that talked kind of about that. Like, Maul got mistaken for a Jedi. Because
Yes.
people don't know about the Sith.
As he was killing those pirates, attacking the Trade Federation, the one thought he was a Jedi. And he's like, hey, let me tell you some info. There's a Padawan for auction. And he's like,
If you use the Force and you got a laser sword,
That's a Jedi, right?
That's a
and
Jedi.
we talked about it on this stream before, how, there's only 10,000 Jedi in this galaxy, this vast galaxy, and so the everyday Joe hasn't really had any interactions with the Jedi, probably doesn't know
Right.
very much about them to begin with. So the Sith, even more so, since there's only 2 of them, plus some Inquisitors and things like that. But yeah, it's not very common.
listen here, if I know 2 things, is that blue milk is delicious and Jedi got laser swords.
They do
There you
got
go.
them laser swords. Yeehaw!
and I love that Two Boots is not going to turn out to be like a K2SO or anything. He'll help them, but he is such a goofball. Like, he's gonna be like,
is
he's gonna be bugging them about protocol and everything else as they're running through this stuff. He's not gonna be like start blasting his way to freedom and stuff. He's gonna be like, "Are we sure this is the proper avenue for Jedi's will be fighting and stuff?" He's such a cool new droid added to the Star Wars universe. I'm happy they kind of made him the way he is, and I want to learn more about the boots because we talked about maybe those are the boots of Lawson's former partner. As a theory, it'd be nice to see more about it because they brought it up a few times this episode that he's not wearing them anymore.
No,
I
and they do have the prequel comics, so we'll probably.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you mentioned that. Yeah. Nice.
Which
I'm waiting for them to finally get off planet, and they're gonna go into hyperspace to get away from the Empire in 2 Boots. Did you request proper authorization to enter this hyperspace lane?
I contacted the shipyard.
I
Told them
contacted
we were
the
taking
Empire.
off.
To let them know where to find us and ticket us.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna love when Two Boots is trying to lecture Maul about protocol.
Right.
It's gonna be great.
Maul may just destroy him.
I know, he might just cut him in half.
But
I
now-
noticed that you have robot legs. They would look great with boots.
It would be even better if him and Maul became best buddies.
Right.
Best buds,
The
yeah.
odd couple. Do, 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 do.
Yep.
Oh no! What if they throw us a twist? What if Devin doesn't make it at the end of the season?
I've thought
Two
about
Boots
that
is
quite
the
a
real
bit.
apprentice.
And Two
They-
Boots is the apprentice.
I can't stop thinking about her being a red herring. Her
Yeah.
knowing full well
Oh,
everyone
man.
knows the story of Darth Talon and
Yeah.
Twi'lek,
I could see it.
apprentice to Maul, and it's like, well. I would not be one bit surprised
Wouldn't be
if she ends
surprised.
up dying, maybe even saving Maul so he can get away at the end and never becoming his apprentice. And
Yeah.
just to throw us off track, they threw in a Twi'lek. Either
Yeah.
way, I'm happy as long as they do it well. If
could
she
be.
ends up becoming a dark side user and working with Maul, cool.
Yeah.
If she ends up dying, also, I'm okay.
As long as it's a good story.
Yeah, as long as it serves a story. And I think, honestly, I think that that relationship between Devin and Maul has to develop even more because
does.
they're going to make this a tragedy. And I think that she definitely could die, but they might save that for a little bit later on, so that it has more of an impact on Maul's life. We see him pretty much broken once he gets to Malachor. He's lost everything at that point. So they might play that card a little bit later.
I hope we see this show lead all the way up to that moment when we see him broken.
It better.
And heading there.
It better. Yeah.
Now,
we need it all filled in.
I feel like they're probably going to do a time skip at some point, and we're going to get past the point of where the Solo movie takes place.
Yeah. Yeah, because you have Maul Shadow Lord, then you have Solo a Star Wars story, and then after that, a bunch of years later, that's when we meet back up with him in Rebels.
Right.
So there's that like in between time, and I do think, yeah, Doug, you're absolutely right. You are 100% right. They're gonna do a time skip, and they should. It's gonna be great. We need all the story of
because
Maul.
we do need that gap filled in. How do we go from Maul, the leader of the Shadow Collective, to Maul, the homeless dude, wandering around in rags and, hey there, little boy, would you like to be my apprentice? Whoa, hey!
Yeah.
Do you have a Sith holocron?
Yeah.
Me once.
And there's a counterpoint too. If they don't do a time skip or anything like that, Maul only shows up at the end of Solo, a Star Wars story. So they could show his perspective throughout that movie in the show as well.
That would
so we
be
could get his side of the story.
Right. Oh, that would be nice.
Hey, Drayden Voss is reaching out to you. Who are you? I'm Kira.
And we've seen in Clone Wars with Order 66. We saw Ahsoka's side perspective of the story.
Right.
We did the same thing with Maul.
That would be fantastic. I'm down.
That would be. Oh, and you know what? I bet that would get a whole lot more people giving Solo a chance again.
Oh my goodness. It's like what Dave Filoni did for the prequel trilogy with Clone Wars. They might do the same treatment with Solo a Star Wars. I'm already way more interested in Solo a Star Wars story because of Maul Shadow Lord. So this is great.
I think I told this story
make it
before.
Even better. Great.
But I still remember when we saw it in the theaters. There was a guy sitting a couple rows in front of us. When Maul showed up, he's like, he was cut in half. Watch the Clone Wars. Okay.
Go watch the Clone Wars.
It's a cartoon for kids. No, trust me.
I thought so too. I found out otherwise. But I also think too, now that Drayden Voss has reached out to him, this is going to open things up a little bit for the show and for Maul, because he's going to have more resources. He's going to have the credits to pay some, mercenaries if he needs to, but he's going to have probably all of Crimson Dawn to help. And he may, if I'm right, and he's not going to recruit Devin as an apprentice, he may just recruit her to be part of Crimson Dawn.
Yeah.
Someone who runs missions and does stuff. So she will still be embracing the dark side, but as a, member of Crimson Dawn, a captain.
A lieutenant in the organization.
Exactly. And I think we may see that route taken because, Crimson Dawn, we know he is still leading it however many years Solo is after this. So.
Yep.
And he may even start building his plan. Hey, this is how I can attack the Empire directly with Crimson Dawn. I can't just go get revenge on everyone who did me wrong with my Shadow Collective back in the day. I need these resources if I am going to end Sidious and make sure that no one ever goes through what I went through.
Yeah. And just to see the tied up loose threads that we see with Maul bringing Kira to him to train her and that storyline, and it all could connect to his mission to try to take down the Empire and Palpatine. So.
Yep. Well, you do see, and I forget what the comic was. We see Kira.
Oh yeah.
Post. I can't remember what that was called, but it was a good comic run. Charles Soule, a couple different things where you see her with her Maul training and how she's able to use that to her benefit. So I would love to see that.
Yeah.
That would be fan-freaking-tastic. But
Yes.
what do you guys think is going to happen to Marrok and the 11th brother? They failed. Maul lives.
Well,
If he escapes off planet, do you think we may see... I don't think. I know a lot of people are theorizing we're going to see Vader versus Maul at the end of the season. I think it's too soon for that.
I think it's too soon for that,
We
yeah.
may see Vader destroying Marrok at the end of this. Not the 11th brother, because we know how he dies. But he may be destroying Marrok for his failure. He won't blame the 11th brother, because, yeah, you showed up late, you tried to help. This is Marrok's fault. Because we know how he treats the Inquisitors.
I'm trying to think of how Marrok got with the Night Sisters, too, because, like, we do see him resurrected at some point with the in the Ahsoka series. So I kind of feel like Marrok's going to be hunting them still, and eventually they get to Dathomir at some point, or they incorporate some Night Sisters with them, and then he gets killed off, and they use his corpse to reanimate him to be on their side or something. I don't know.
Well, it could
But
be
he's gonna have to
Maul.
be. His body's gonna have to be somewhere where
Yeah.
they can access it.
Yeah, it makes more sense if Maul killed him and then took him to Dathomir.
Yep.
Here, I got a new toy for you. Throws him out the ship.
Yeah.
Have him chase Ahsoka when she's after Thrawn. Well,
Yeah.
what? It'll make sense later. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. And I gotta say, this proactively makes Ahsoka even more badass, because what we see in Tales of a Jedi, her taking down the 11th brother, like
Yes.
it was nothing. And to see Maul having such a struggle with it, what's up, Sully? Was awesome.
He said, "What up?"
And it's funny that you mentioned that. So after watching these episodes of Maul, that's immediately what I did. I went and I rewatched that episode from Tales of the Jedi, because I'm like, God, he is like he's a threat to Maul. He's, like it's not really a joke anymore. Like, it's one thing for Maul to be able to take on Marrok, but like now the 11th brother too, and it's like, oh man, I gotta see. Like, I don't remember how his fight went with Ahsoka, and with his fight with Ahsoka, she just grabs his lightsaber.
I was gonna say,
Oh,
it wasn't much of a fight.
Okay. Right.
You're done, son. You're done.
Yeah. It's like,
Love
oh,
Ahsoka.
well, okay.
11th brother, come in. Did you take care of that young girl?
Hello.
11th brother, where
And
are
Ahsoka,
you?
yes, done, taken care of, over and out.
Everything's fine here.
How are you?
We're okay.
Everything's
Yes, how
fine
are
here.
you?
There you go.
Boring conversation, anyways.
Right.
But I'm really wondering if at the end of this season too, we see, Vader ordering the 11th brother or Marrok to hunt Maul exclusively. Devin kneeling before Maul in front of Crimson Dawn, like joining that thing, or just Maul taking back the reins of Crimson, Dawn, and igniting his lightsaber and like, we have a mission. Let's go out.
This is mine now.
Yes. Thank you for handling things while I was gone, Drayden. Now it's mine. And I mean, it could even be season 2 could almost be a 3-way war. We know there's some Jedi left. We could see Maul and Crimson Dawn versus the Empire versus the Jedi. Like, he could almost even be. Think of this: the Inquisitors are going after Jedi, and Maul is purposely saving the Jedi from the Inquisitors, and being, if they catch you, you're going to be turned into one of them. But you can join me openly. I'm offering, come join Crimson Dawn. We're taking on the Empire.
Yeah.
And we may
There is
see
that underground thing that the Jedi have been taking with Obi-Wan Kenobi they showed in that show. What if we're going to get like, what's his name? He, Oh my God, I'm blanking on his name.
I can't. You're talking about
Quinlan Voss.
Yes.
Quinlan Voss. What if we see him in this? That would be so sweet.
And what if we find
Get a
out
little bit
he's
of this.
working with Maul a little bit too, and Crimson Dawn
Could be.
helps with
Yeah,
the.
he's played with the dark side a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it.
Me too. That would be very interesting.
All right. Any other predictions for the finale of season 1? That hurts to say. No, we only
Gosh,
got 2
already.
It does. 2
Man,
episodes left.
flew by. It went way
It's
too
already
quick.
Way too fast. Yeah.
No, the only thing that I've got is it Monday yet?
I know.
Amen.
I think that by the end of this, they're going to be leaving Janix. Janix is going to be done with because the Empire has overrun it. They've taken over the planet, and they're going to be fleeing together. You know, like I've said before, I think they're all going to have to band together. I'm, you know, how much they've spent on Daki. I don't know if he's going to make it out or not. I have a feeling he's going to die at some point here. He might survive this season. Who knows? But yeah, they're going to have to band together.
Yeah, I keep going back and forth on that too. Like, I'm not positive if he is going to, if he's going to die, and that's what's going to push the
Yeah.
his Padawan into working with Maul, or is it going to be more of a choice? Is she going to finally get fed up with the whole survival routine and be like, you know what, this guy actually wants to teach me how to fight, and he's actually doing things, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna go, hang out with him.
I want to
And
take
maybe
on the
that's the end of
Empire.
this
You can go
season.
hide in the forest.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's the choice. Is they're all leaving with Maul, and she's got a choice to go. Devon's got a choice to go with either Daki, who's not going to go with Maul,
Yeah.
or she's going to go with Maul. And so there's going to be a point there, that little crux in her life about which one to choose. So.
Yep.
Excellent. Should we rate these episodes, gentlemen?
I think so. Chris, you want to go first?
Yeah, I can go first here. And I did do a review earlier on these two on Father of the Phantom. You guys can check that out. So I did review these separately. But for this one, I'm going to combine the two because that's what we've been doing with this series. So I really did enjoy this. A lot of the setup in the first episode, so 7, right? Yeah, 7, was set up for episode 8, chapter 8
I
of this
noticed
show.
that, yeah.
Yeah, and I loved it. And again, I don't understand. I still don't like the idea that they're having 2 episodes. It should just be one long episode because it all flows so well together. This entire series flows so well together. But we got a lot of the things that brought Maul down in chapter 7, and a lot of things that rebuilt the character in chapter 8, which was beautifully done. Can't say enough good things about chapter 8. It was amazing. I felt chapter 7 was a little bit slower, and I was like, okay, and we keep getting that kind of the same fight, run away, fight, run away, fight, run away, and I'm like, okay, we've seen this. Okay, we need something else in this, and we got that with chapter 8. So I loved seeing all the background on Maul. I want way more of that. Like, this is something I've been wanting for years now, and so I'm glad that we finally got a glimpse into his upbringing, his origin with Sidious and everything. I want them to expand on that if they can, but it was beautiful to see. It served the story perfectly because everything that he was seeing there, he just saw the Zabrak get killed the previous episode, which reminded him of the Savage Press in this episode, which led to those memories coming up while he was down in the mud. So yes, it all builds pretty fluidly together. So ultimately, I think I'm gonna give these 2 episodes together a 9.0, a 9 out of 10. Excellent. I can't wait for the finale. I think I'm so excited and sad that this is all we're gonna get, but it is brilliant so far. Loved it.
Everything about episode 7 led into 8, but everything about this entire series, all of the plot threads are so effortlessly weaved between each other, and they do such a good job of bringing everything together and making it seem organic and how it should be. We see him taking that kick to the knee from Daki in an earlier episode hinder him against Marrok and the 11th brother. And they're not like, oh, it was 2 episodes ago. His knee's fine now. It still hurts. And then at the end of this, when he was raising his hands, and I was like, God, Maul would never, what? And then he's like, same. And he brings it down. I was like, okay, that's a lot better. That makes sense. And then to see him struggling with how he was trained by Sidious, his brother's death at Sidious's hands, his inner hate for himself bubbling up because of all the things that are going on. He's at a low point, and he, as he always does, he pushes through it. He's a survivor. His willpower is unquestioned. And man, and I said it earlier, but Sam Witwer's performance, voice acting for that whole thing was about the best work he's ever done. And he has done so much great voice acting. I was blown away by how good he did. And, just seeing everything that this show is doing and not rushing to things. So many people want Vader versus Maul. We'll get to it, hopefully. Does not need to be season 1 because as far as they know, Maul's not that big of a threat. They don't need to send their big gun out yet. Let Maul prove that he needs Vader to come see him first. He beat some. He got away from some Inquisitors. I won't even say he beat them, really. He escaped from a couple Inquisitors. And next season, he's building up Crimson Dawn and probably getting more powerful. Then the Emperor's like, you need to take care of this yourself. Yeah, I know. I'll do it. Just back. But, I mean, the animation's great. The music's great. The Kiner family is unmatched and stuff like this.
Yeah.
And
what a musically talented family right there. Oh.
And they are
Kevin's got to be so proud of his kids.
So much. And it just makes for just fantastic viewing. I do think 8 is a little better than episode 7, but that's not saying anything bad about 7. 7 was great. 8 was really better. I think between the two, I'm going to give them a 9.25. Because I feel like 7's probably about a 9, and 8's probably about a 9.5. So I'll just, average them out. 9.25.
Yeah. I love it.
Boy, now I feel bad about the rating that I'm about to get it. Yeah, I really did like these episodes. I really did like these episodes, but yeah, I am very much like, thinking very similar to what way Chris was when he pointed out that, it's a shame that they're cutting these into 2 individual episodes when they release them because, they flow so well together. And I think that's kind of part of a larger problem about this entire season is the whole season is like, it's almost like one long movie because it's so much different from the way the Clone Wars and Rebels and the Bad Batch, how they were more closed stories. You had a start and you had a finish, and everything was pretty much resolved. Like there were certain elements that would carry over, like we were talking about it when we reviewed the Bad Batch, how you were dealing with what's his name, how he was dealing with PTSD and he couldn't aim down his scope anymore. And it was struggling. Like that's his main thing is being able to shoot. Crosshair, yes. Crosshair's main thing is being like a sniper and being able to hit any shot, but he couldn't do it. And so they carried over that story element across multiple episodes. But it was little elements like that. It wasn't the entire story. And that's where Maul is a little bit different from these other stories, from these other shows that we've watched is, these 2 episodes flow together, but the entire season flows together because it's just one long continuous story. And so it's almost harder to like stop watching an episode when it's over and then wait for the next one because of that. But I really liked being able to watch. I know this sounds kind of like mean, but I kind of liked watching Maul struggle a bit just because it's nice to see somebody who is so powerful, so strong, is able to win fights pretty easily. It's nice to see him have to actually rely on other things, like him having to figure out, what am I going to do? Oh, you know what? I'll pull an Anakin and I'll pretend to surrender, and and then I'm gonna drop a cave on them, and it's like, I I don't mind that. I don't mind when you take a break from the power fantasy and actually give us a main character that has to struggle. And I also like the fact that, speaking of struggling, I like that we're dealing with Devin still struggling. She is, you can see that she's weighing her options. And like I said, I noticed throughout these two episodes that she sort of looks at her master with a little bit of disdain. There's sort of like a, really? That's what your plan is? That's what we're doing? And whenever he tells her to do something, it's almost like trying to tell a teenager to do anything, I suppose. Where it's like
she is a teenager, so yeah.
yeah, exactly. So, yeah, and then honestly, I think my favorite part about these two episodes is Two Boots, just being himself. Oh, it was just so great. Oh yes, we must follow protocol. It's very important. Did you notice I'm not wearing my boots? Yeah, yes, buddy. Yeah, we noticed. But yeah, combined great episodes. Also, I do agree that I think episode 8 was a little bit stronger than episode 7, but to me they were both fine because they both had such good individual elements. But I'm gonna give these two episodes combined an 8 out of 10.
Ooh.
They were good, they were fine, but they felt like just an individual piece out of a larger puzzle. I don't know. It just, the way that it started and cut off, I don't know. It bothered me because the way that it ended, it didn't feel like the ending of an episode. It just felt like a one really long ad break, and I have to wait for it to be over before I can continue on Monday.
Yeah.
I mean, I get
And I
that.
can agree with that. Yeah. I absolutely could. I absolutely can agree with that. I'll just say it all over here.
You're gonna have nightmares about this.
I will. I even talk in like regular conversation. I say absolutely, and I'm like wince a little bit. I'm like, oh wait, I'm not on the stream. I'm good to go.
So for those of you out there that are wondering why we keep doing this, this actually started because we noticed, and Keith, I'm going to give us an out to this one particular time. We don't have to take a drink, but we noticed that we would say certain filler words quite a bit, including absolutely. And we were saying it so often that we had to come up with a way to prevent us from using it as much as we were. And so, hence the drinking.
Shock collars didn't work. So.
That, and there was also, it kind of grew out of a thing that we used to do at our job as well. There was this one guy there that used to use these same words all the time. And we would kind of like tease whenever he was doing a class and be like, he said that word again.
Right.
The two words, by
count
the
the
way, at
ums
work
and,
were caveat and crazy town. And just so you know, at work, if someone says caveat, I drink when we're on every time.
Oh, even though half the people that even knew what that was aren't there anymore.
I did see that trainer that said those words the other day when I went to get my laptop. I had not seen him in 5 years. It's so weird working a remote job where you're like, I don't know who these people are. Nice to see you.
I know. It's almost the same working night shift. It's like I haven't seen people at my work for years. It's like, but they're still there. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Are you guys ready to talk a little Daredevil? Chris,
Ready.
you want to change your hat?
Oh yeah, gotta change. Let's change it up. All right, graphic.
There we go.
Ready.
Now, episode 7 of Daredevil Born Again, The Hateful Darkness. We see our heroine, Jessica Jones, confronting Mr. Charles about the attack on her house.
She knew exactly where he was too. I was like, wow, what a good detective.
I was going to say, she is a private detective. She has her ways of finding these things out. So, it was nice.
Jessica Jones.
And we do find out that it is Luke Cage who is overseas working for Mr. Charles.
Doing the Lord's work.
Praise be.
I know. Is he a missionary overseas? Is that what we're thinking?
I was trying. I'm like, what could he possibly be doing for Mr. Charles? Because they would have to convince him it's the right thing to do. And I'm like, I have no idea. And I can't wait to find out what it is. And I assume we're going to find out, if not season 3 of Born Again, sometime before, because they're not just going to throw that little Easter egg out there when we know that Luke Cage is in season 3. He's been on set. We know what's going to happen. So I don't know.
He's over there trying to get the Strait of Hormuz opened up.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they should not just worry about the Strait of Hormuz, but the gays of Hormuz too, because it's wrong that.
Oh God!
But
did somebody do a dad joke on the?
Thank you. Yes, whoever cashed in that dad joke.
Who did that?
But he does. Mr. Charles does give Jessica a little information that Fisk is planning on killing the governor.
Mm-hmm.
And she ends up taking that to...
Which directly affects that, yeah.
Yep. Takes it to Matt, who... we'll use it a little later, but we then see our friend Karen Page in police custody. And...
Yeah.
Wilson Fisk comes and pays her a visit. And I don't know about you guys, but when she was getting too close to those bars, I was like, don't. This guy has a temper.
Back it up.
Why don't people learn? It's like the doctor from the last episode. Come on in for a hug, buddy. Like, come on. Karen, of all people, should know.
I know. I was like the doctor. I could see.
Yeah, he had an excuse.
Yeah, because he didn't know. Yeah. Like, again, he transferred from out of state, and that's his first day.
Yeah, it's my first day
in his residency. Yeah,
first day.
Worst first day ever.
Yeah.
How was your first day?
That bad.
And you're not supposed to be sleeping on the job.
You're fired, son. But there was insinuation right from the get-go that Wilson Fisk knew about Wesley. I can't remember. I didn't think that he knew at this point that Karen had killed Wesley. I thought that was under wraps at this point.
I didn't think he knew either. I don't know if we're going to get some information how he found out, but yeah, he let her know.
It was such a surprise. I was like, whoa, wait a second.
I just chalked it up to, he's the head of a criminal empire and somebody had to have told him somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, she's trying to, I've never seen you scared. I think I like this. And unfortunately, she went a few syllables too far. And he basically grabs her around the throat. And I was worried he was going to kill her.
Yeah. I was too. And like after all the trouble that they went to making sure that she got sent to a more reasonable place and not in like, a cage in a warehouse, she actually got sent to not only an actual jail cell, but under the jurisdiction of somebody who's a bit more friendly to Daredevil and Karen. Well, and I guess vigilantes in general.
Right. And we do find...
she was in the right precinct.
Chief of Detectives, Brent Mahoney.
Brent Mahoney!
Which was great. I love him. Yeah, great to see him back from the Netflix show, but he brings Karen out to meet with, Matt, with Daredevil.
Yep.
And they kind of figure out, he's doing this legitimately. He wants to make an example of you. Yeah. And even they're like, that's pretty smart. And
I thought that he was just going to give up the mayoral stuff and just go complete kingpin after last episode.
I thought so too.
And he dived right into just cool, methodical Mayor Fisk. I was just like, whoa, this is not what I was expecting.
It wasn't me either. And I was like, really that's planned. A nice... They tricked us a little bit. We thought for sure it was going to be smashing heads and doors and everything else. But no, he's still taking the right approach. And I knew it would...
That's even more scary.
Yeah, it is. It really is. We see that Kirsten McDuffie is going to be representing Karen at the trial. They get there and...
Goosebumps.
Yeah. I would like to have my co-counsel come in and Matt comes walking in.
That was so great.
After the Kingpin called him a hero for saving his life and doing all that stuff. So
also brilliant on Matt's part. I was just like, brilliant.
And
it's like checkmate.
He knows it's probably gonna. He knows it's probably gonna cost him, and I think it does a little later. We'll get to that, but you see him just totally undermining Powell on the stand, getting him to admit these things, and you know, it's funny because the judges at one point tell Kirsten, you know, there's not a jury you have to worry about, and she's like, "Are you sure about that?"
With all the cameras, yeah.
Brilliant.
And then we also see that the governor is watching.
Yes. And, you know, Matt goes to leave. Well, they're leaving the court, and the
notices
AVTF,
that the AVTF, they're not leaving.
And
he
can we
even
back up for a second?
Sure.
Oh,
so have you guys seen it's all over the place right now that on the table, Matt Murdock had a copy of the comic
Born Again.
You know, Born Again right there.
I did not see that.
And it's in plain view. I missed it for my video, but yeah, it blew up the last couple
I wanted
of
to
days.
go back and watch it to see if it actually is.
Yeah.
I didn't know if someone like AI'd it in or photoshopped it in, because I was like, would they really do that? So darn, I have to watch the episode again.
Oh man.
Oh no.
But I thought what you were going to bring up, I forgot to bring up, Daredevil goes and releases Bullseye.
He does,
yes, that's right.
Earlier too. We totally skipped that part. And yeah, this is where he's like, you can do one more thing to balance the scales. And that decision for Daredevil, I was like, wow. I couldn't believe.
Did you think
it was beautifully done?
Was I the only one who thought he was going to have him try to kill Kingpin?
No, I did not think that.
At first, it was going to be like Kingpin, but I'm so glad that this was the route that they were taking.
No,
I assumed. Honestly, I assumed he was going to send him to go and get Karen out. That's what I thought. I didn't realize that they were going to that they had discussed, you know, the whole idea that, well, Wilson Fisk is gonna play it the right way, so I guess we have to do that too. I literally thought he was going to convince Bullseye, like, yeah, well, I mean, you're a bad guy anyway, you can go and break her out of jail. But then when he had his discussion with Karen and she's like, I can't go with you, and he's like, I'm not taking you either way. So I was like, oh, well, what the hell's Bullseye doing then?
That's why
it was perfect. It was interweaving so perfectly, you know, going from Mr. Charles telling, you know, Jessica Jones the information, and Jessica Jones telling Daredevil, and Daredevil getting Bullseye involved in that. It's beautiful narrative story that they brought into this episode. I loved it.
You know, but you do see while they're leaving, because the AVTF guys weren't gone, they kind of had a little welcoming party down in the parking garage, and you know,
so brazen. I was like, right there in the courthouse. I'm like, really? There's no cameras or anything like that.
They do not care.
I know. It's like, well, it's Kingpin's world.
You know, and then we see Dr. Glenn come in to interview Karen. And it was very intense scene. They were kind of going back and forth, and it ends with, you could see once Karen started pushing her, all of a sudden you saw the reflection of Muse up in the window, and it was like, oh, this is going to get ugly. And she stopped the thing, and you know, she was trying to push her on your brother and all this stuff, and man, Karen just was not having any of it. It ends up Glenn just slapping her a couple times, and Karen just smiling at her. Like, oh, yeah.
I gotta say, I haven't always been a fan of Karen, but I loved her performance in this episode. All the props to Karen.
Yes. Seriously, like I was applauding to nobody but I guess my TV when Karen was like, oh, yeah, they don't even use that. And she's talking to the psychologist, trying to tell her, like, yeah, you clearly don't know how to do your job. That's not really admissible anymore.
a teenager can beat this exam or whatever.
Yeah. I know how to game this, as does everybody else. So why don't we try something else? It's like, oh, snap. Okay, Karen.
Right?
And now I wonder, and with her, like, you know, smacking Karen like that, like, how's that going to go for court?
I know, right?
Trying to do things the right way. And, I really thought that Kingpin was going to be more upset with her over the little like earring thing or whatever.
Oh, with the earring. Yeah.
Yeah, because it seemed like that's what they were. When he put it on
Mhm.
the desk, I was like, oh no,
Oh,
he's
he's gonna
gonna kill her.
smash her head in. I
Yeah.
know. I think that the reason is he loves that he's bringing out this chaos in Heather Glenn. He's like, go ahead and be bad. Here you go. I was like, I applaud what you did
Hmm.
there.
He's seeing a new ally, and
Yep.
I don't know if he sees her dark path that seems to be beginning, but he's all for pushing her to be
Yeah.
something for him later on, an asset if he needs it later on. But yeah, we end up, which I was thought for sure they were going to kill the governor, but we see someone sneaking in to take her
yeah.
out, and it gets taken down, and you just see my favorite
Loved it.
my favorite scene of the episode is Bullseye
Oh.
walking away while the cops
Yeah.
are pulling up, just looking totally relieved. And I was like,
Happy as can be.
I'm like, oh, good for. Oh, wait, a happy Bullseye might not be a good thing for people.
No.
He feels like he is unburdened now. He may start to act more like Colin Farrell's version.
I can kill so many people.
Yes.
Yeah.
All I gotta do is
I'm
save
good
one.
to go. I know.
And it may be his beginning of being a hired assassin. If
Oh, yeah.
Fisk is removed from office at the end of this, which it seemingly will,
Maybe he goes and works for Val.
yeah, he'll be able to work for Val or start working for other possible, gang leaders. If there is a
Seedy
power
underground
vacuum in
people.
New York,
Yep.
start working for them, and then he could be recruited by Val at a later date because he could easily, not to steal any thunder from the Dark Avengers reign, but he could very easily pull off that he's Hawkeye. So it'd be interesting to see how that all goes. And then we see Blake holding BB. I don't want to say captive, but I can't think of a better word. He's basically.
I mean, she did use the words like, let me go. You can't keep me here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, he kind of
you
was.
you weren't the only one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought he was definitely going to, but take her to Cashman. He starts talking about, he's like, I have a buddy named Daniel. Do you know who I thought he was talking about at first? Danny Rand.
Oh.
I was like, whoa. But then he's like, well, we got a safe house and we'll, go there and lay low and stuff. And I was like, oh, she's dead.
Yeah,
I knew this was coming.
I didn't buy it at
Daniel's
all.
buddy was named Daniel too?
That's what he said, I think.
Oh, okay.
Unless I misheard. It was late last
Oh,
night.
shucks, we'll
I'm
have to
old.
rewatch it again.
Oh
Gosh,
no.
darn it.
Oh, man.
But he ends up, as he's taking her up there, he has a change of heart and he realizes, you know what, you are a friend. You know what, go, run. Don't tell me where you're going. Lay low. Do not do this. Get out of here. I'll deal with it or do what I need to do. And, I mean, Cashman
You can
starts
tell that he must have he clearly made up his mind and decided, look, I know that I know what Buck is like. I know that I'm about to get tortured, possibly die. So yeah, I like that he specifies, don't tell me where you're going, because he will try to beat it out of me.
He'll get it out of you. I love in the car too, like this moment where he's like, I've done things too, and just the look on his face. Michael Gandolfini just has done such an epic performance from season 1 to season 2, especially in season 2 here. It's just like you can't say enough good things about this kid and how much he's brought to this character. In the beginning of this season, I couldn't remember the guy's name for the life of me.
Yeah.
He was like, okay, he's that communications kid, and I don't know much about him, but after this season, he's layered him so much, and just the way that it is finished was so well done. Hats off to you,
Unexpected
Michael.
to me.
Hats off. Yeah, so unexpected, for sure.
Well, and I
That's-
honestly
like,
think the way she treated his mother at his birthday is really what turned the corner for him. And he realized, and he even said it to Buck, you realize what you're doing. It's coming for you one day. It may not be today, but you're not escaping this alive or whatever. And he realized that, and, Buck is still full. I didn't think he was going to shoot him, though. I honestly thought he was just going to beat him near death. And
That's
then
what I
he
thought,
was going
too.
to have to deal with the Kingpin. and the Kingpin was going to be the one that ended up killing him later on.
Because he just said in this episode, he said to Kingpin, like they're talking about, like, yeah, he's turned out to be a good kid.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think he's going places.
Makes it all the more tragic too. So I wonder how Fisk is actually going to take this information too, because he, kind of thought of him as a son in a way, the heir to this empire that he has.
Yep. Even Cashman thought he was the heir to that empire.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be another thing that the Kingpin is going to have to start really teetering off the edge, because this episode, when we all thought he was going to be a little off, he got beat every corner by Daredevil and Karen. They stopped the assassination. Yep. He showed up into court as the Fisk appointed hero for saving him and stuff. And they so they're losing the court case. The governor is still alive. He found out his adoptive son was kind of feeding information to BB, who was doing all those things, and BB's gone. They can't find her. She still lives. He is going to be extremely upset.
Huge loss.
With all the
I
negatives.
wonder if Buck has a way of tracking her down. Trying to figure out, like, where she might be, because you may still be correct that, once Karen gets out of her predicament, your theory might still be absolutely correct.
Yeah, she did tell BB earlier in the season that your dad saved my life. So she may give up hers for BB later on, and it doesn't have to be this season, because we got one episode left, and I can only imagine, I can only assume Karen is going to be found not guilty.
Yeah.
And it's going to set Fisk off.
Oh, yeah.
The governor's alive.
Yeah.
She may take out the Freeport status of
Red
Hook.
She called the Attorney General, and I assume that's what she was calling him about.
I assume too, but they've been
Revoked
good
it.
about tricking us about things.
Yeah,
So
okay, fair.
I definitely assume that's what it was. So he's going to, one more little notch in his armor. Oh, Red Hook's no longer a Freeport. And, Mr. Charles has to have a plan for something else, but he did all this, saved her life by telling Jessica just to stick it to Fisk.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
And cannot wait to see Vincent D'Onofrio's portrayal of him just having lost it completely and just being the Kingpin we all want to see.
Yep.
And I keep wondering too, after this last episode with Karen and Heather, are we going to see Heather fully transform into Lady Muse by the end of next episode? I do think like the post-credit scene could be her
Might be a
dressed
post-credit.
up as Muse.
I really think that's the direction it's going in, because they keep kind of amping up her sort of losing it.
Yep, seeing him when things are going awry and
The fact that she still has the mask.
yep.
She does. And there's more leaked footage from sets
Yes.
as well.
They are not doing a good job of locking down season 3's
I
filming.
know.
No.
I don't understand it. I've seen so much from season 3. It's like, what's going on, guys?
Now, one of the other things I was thinking about, when Kingpin finds out that Bullseye stopped his assassination attempt on the governor, you think he'll send Cashman after him?
Yeah,
Could we
I can see
see
that.
a Buck Cashman versus Bullseye fight next week?
Maybe.
I hope
I
so.
feel like
Probably.
Buck's gonna make it through this season. I don't think he's leaving anytime soon, because he eventually, like, from the comics, he's Bullet from the comics, so he'll be around working for somebody else. He's already trying to like weasel his way into other people's organizations.
Yeah.
We've seen
Yeah,
him.
he may very well get beat by Bullseye, but he won't be killed.
Yeah.
And that'll be another thing that's taken down, Kingpin in this season. And I really hope.
Oh, You know, there also is those scenes that we've seen with somebody in impersonating Bullseye. We haven't seen that yet. So clearly that's got to be in the next episode. So maybe that's Buck dressing up as Bullseye and, you know.
You're right. I forgot about
Could be
that.
too, yeah.
Yeah. Because the way that he looks, like the eyes of that picture, it looks like it's Buck to me.
Huh, okay.
So not Foggy.
Yeah, the little pooch is not Foggy. I think Foggy is still truly dead.
Yes, yes.
Well, I don't know. I didn't see the first episode of the first season, so I couldn't say.
That's true. So Doug,
Now that the
did
season's
you enjoy
over,
this
what do
finale?
you-
Yeah, it's over now.
Yeah, it's real crazy that they left it on such a cliffhanger, man.
What a
I wonder.
cliffhanger.
I guess we're gonna have to wait for next season to find out what happens to Karen.
thank God they're filming it now, so it's not going to be too long till we see it. But one of the other things we saw in the trailer is we know there's more Jessica Jones. She's going to be fighting with Daredevil again. So,
And we see her at the end of this episode come to the church. So.
yep.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. I stand corrected. I know I complained last time saying, for all the talk about how Jessica Jones is returning, we barely got to see her. I'm glad she came back, and once again,
So glad.
yeah, I love that they call out like, I heard you're losing your powers. It's like, oh, that is the wrong person to start threatening.
I know, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
Mr.
Mr.
Charles isn't the
Charles.
smartest guy. But
No.
you know what? It was nice that they didn't just rely. One of the things I always talk about, too, when we talk about Batman movies and stuff, they never rely enough on his detective abilities. And it was nice to see that she was using
nice.
her excellent detective skills to find Mr. Charles, and that led to so much down the way. But I'm hoping we see, I can only assume Karen will be found not guilty. But do you think the AVTF is going to care? They're going to still try to kill him, and they may need to protect
yeah,
Karen just to get her out of the court, just to get her back, anywhere. And it may be just a total brouhaha, a Donnybrook, as some people say. Daredevil and Jessica Jones against Powell and the rest of his cronies, which I hope
God,
we
I
see
hope Powell
next week.
gets it.
I want Powell.
Time to
be
get the Defenders
just-
back together.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, the next punch that Jessica Jones lands on Powell is going to connect with all of her power. Please, we need that.
please happen. And
Mm-hmm.
Maybe just like his whole jaw just gets ripped off.
I never have wanted to see that happen to anybody
he
except for him.
and kudos to that actor. I hate him so much.
Yeah.
And he's probably
Yeah.
a nice guy, but oh my God, Powell just needs to get what he has coming,
Yes.
and I want to
oh
see
my
it in all of
gosh.
its glory.
Yeah, same. Slow-mo that baby. Put it widescreen. Let's go.
See, he's such a psycho, man.
Yes.
And I'm really hoping we see in the final two, now that we know BB is safe for the time being,
Yeah, for now.
start leaking information about the AVTF, maybe
Yeah.
the CIA's interest in vigilantes, but mostly bringing down the Kingpin and see his fall from grace because of what she did. And then maybe the next season is when Kingpin's coming after her for it
Vindicated.
and Karen. But yeah, she's been
Yeah.
such, I don't want to say a vital part of this season, but doing enough. And her plot thread with, getting information from Daniel and using it in her submissive. And it was great too when she was telling him, you made me do, my BB on the street to just be propaganda. Do you know what?
Yes.
Do you know
Yeah.
how hard that was to
Started this
do?
when I was in college, and from nothing. This is my baby. Yeah.
So I'd really like to see
Turned
her
into
get her
propaganda.
moment for her uncle in this season finale of
Yeah.
providing the information that takes Kingpin down. That'd be great.
Yeah.
I could see her
And this
making
might be Daredevil.
another. I was gonna say I could see her making another one of those, Mayor Kingpin underground videos, but this time she unmasks
Yeah,
herself.
City without fear. Yeah. Maybe that's the final episode of that too.
Because I mean,
And-
at this point, everybody who could hurt her now, now knows that she's the one who's been making them. So really no point in hiding anymore. And, you know, it might go a long way in helping her reclaim the BB report and be able to tell people like, hey, look, I was forced to do this. This was never my intent. I hope I can regain some of the people's trust.
Yeah, this mobster was the mayor of New York, and I had to put out those propaganda videos, or I wouldn't be here today. I almost still wasn't here today because of it, but
right?
Yeah, get her credibility back as a journalist would be a nice end of the season arc for her because she deserves it.
Yeah.
And then it's funny too, I keep thinking, you know, how the comics always go like Matt defeats the Kingpin, but the Kingpin still comes out on top.
Oh yeah.
Like he's not mayor anymore, but he'll probably be on top of his criminal empire again. Like I didn't need to be mayor anyway. I'm more powerful here. And Daredevil losing by winning. It'd be classic Daredevil comic too. Hey, I took him down. He's no longer mayor. Oh no, he's even more powerful now. Great. Good for me.
One of the Kingpin comic book runs that I was reading through, that was exactly what had happened. He had gotten out of politics, but he was he had kind of taken over all the crime in the city. But then at the same time, he was putting on all of these like charitable dinners and everything in order to let it be known that, oh yeah, I'm a good guy. And he had created a foundation called the Vanessa Fisk Foundation, and because in this comic run she had also passed away. So it's, I mean, it would make sense that, again, if we're following any stories from the comics, that he could use this to his advantage. Like, oh yeah, everybody loved my wife. She was the darling of New York City. So
yep. 100%.
If I can't be mayor, I can at least, I can still rule the city from the shadows.
Yep. Oh yeah.
I think that's where we're headed.
And then finally, the final scene, or I should say the post-credit. I'm assuming with most of these shows we get a little post-credit scene after the finale. Do you think it's going to be Muse, Lady Muse, creating a new mural? Or do you think it'll be the Hand slipping into New York? Or maybe Mr. Charles meeting with Val, talking about the whatever vigilante program that he's running and has Luke in.
I have a long shot theory.
Let's hear it.
I'm wondering if Marvel maybe worked out a short-term deal with Sony to maybe let Spider-Man appear at the end of this episode, and maybe that would explain how he knows Punisher, stuff like that. Because again, we already know that we're going to see the Hand in that movie, so I think it would stand to reason to make that connection more solid. Besides Punisher, the last kill. Is that what it's called?
One last kill.
One last kill, yeah. So other than One Last Kill, I think that would make a perfect end credit scene just to to see that, rather than having Fisk mention a certain web slinger. That's
I agree.
It would be
Give
funny.
us our Luke Skywalker Marvel moment.
Yes.
It would be even funnier if we don't get the Luke Skywalker Spider-Man moment. Like, he comes in after everything's cleaned up, and he's like, hey, guys, you guys need any help?
Hey, guys.
No, we're kind of done. Oh, sorry, guys.
No, man,
okay.
you're late. We got this.
Sorry, next time, call me earlier, and swings off.
Like, next time, call me, guys. Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Hey, Frank, no swearing
get
in my
one.
movie. If he doesn't show up in this, what if he shows up at the end of Punisher One Last Kill as a bridge into Brand New Day?
Yeah.
I like that theory.
And
Doug.
Punisher's in that. Yeah, I like that theory a lot too. I think if the Hand's going to show up though, I think that it will probably be in the Punisher more than
true
in the finale of Daredevil. So I could see the Muse thing. I could see Mr. Charles as well, and I'd love to see Spider-Man. Yes, please, all day. Like, I hope that's the one for sure.
They're all serious, and like Jessica's all. He's like, "Oh, sorry. Okay, I wanted to help her. Who is this kid?"
Yeah, I can defend too. Can I be a part of this thing? No.
By the way,
maybe maybe Fisk is trying to say one last line, and Spider-Man whips some webbing over his mouth.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh,
That would be cool. I was going to say something, now I forgot. I got sidetracked.
oh, I'm sorry.
No, it wasn't that good.
Oh,
Well, should we rate this episode, gentlemen?
I think we
Yeesh.
should.
The
We should.
penultimate episode of Daredevil Born Again
Yes!
Season 2.
He said the thing.
I've been practicing.
Too many last episodes.
Yeah.
I know.
I know.
Next Monday and Tuesday is going
There'll be
to be
more.
very rough
Yeah.
days.
Agreed.
All right. Well, as far as this episode goes, I really enjoyed it. I loved it. But then again, I mean, I've liked almost all of these Daredevil episodes.
Right.
They've been fantastic. I mean,
Agreed.
from start to finish, it kept me on the edge of my seat trying to figure out what is going to happen next. And I got to say, I was like a giddy schoolgirl as soon as I saw Matt walk into that courtroom because
Yeah,
it is the
same.
thing that I've been asking for since Born Again the first season. Like, I know that sounds weird, but I want to
No.
see Matt Murdock, the lawyer, be a lawyer.
Same.
I mean,
It's a
yeah,
huge
being
part of his
Daredevil is
character.
awesome. I love it, but it's such an important part of who he is. I get so excited whenever I see it, and I think that's not to tangent, but I think that was one of the reasons why I was a bit disappointed in the courtroom scenes in She-Hulk is because they were done so poorly.
They were.
They were done
And I
done
love
more for
courtroom
comedic
scenes.
effect than
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were
Realism,
definitely done
too.
for comedic effect, for sure. But yeah, so seeing him walk in just like, without a care in the world. Oh, I was so happy. That was so cool.
So great.
And yeah, the scene with BB finally like coming clean to Daniel and telling him like, you made me do this. Like I have to do this for my own life because you're essentially like I'm walking around every day being threatened. And so you've ruined my entire career. And then I also like how she brings up, her uncle, like very matter of fact. Like, how do you work for this man? He had my uncle killed. And, Daniel trying to be like, we
You
don't
don't know
know that.
that.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. We definitely know
we
that
do.
he did that. Like, that's not even. So, yeah, I mean, just like so many important scenes. And using Bullseye that way, telling him, like, you want to balance the scales? Have at it. And it was just like everything. I think it was you, Chris, or yeah, I think it was you who said like everything just weaved together. It was all interconnected so well that every move had something to do with the next scene. Like everything was connected so well. I mean, this episode was perfection. Done amazingly. Like, I mean, I think I even liked this one better than the last episode, which is tough to say.
Ooh.
I know.
High bar.
I mean, just got Jessica Jones threatening Mr. Charles, and just like the sort of like sort of it was almost like a two for flinching look that she gave to him, like don't make me break your legs, I will do it. Like, but yeah,
shirts.
and then the way that it ended with poor Daniel. Oh man, he was starting to grow on me. Like he was very annoying in the first season. I couldn't have cared less about him in the first season, but he was growing
Right.
on me in this one. And
Same.
I was shocked. I was both flabbered and gasted when when I saw Buck do what he did. I was just like,
Yeah.
"Oh, not how I thought this was going to go." Okay. So, wow. Yeah. This episode is an easy 9.5 out of 10 for me. I want to see more. Why does it have to be almost done? Gimme.
Preach. This episode was fantastic on so many levels. You see the plot threads weaving in and out of each other. Things that Jessica does at the beginning leads to Bullseye's sort of redemption and how, Matt uses him. We got to see, and I know, Doug's thing is always, I want to see him as a lawyer again. And seeing how he came back as a lawyer, which was another dig at Kingpin because of what he said earlier, the decision he made earlier in the season to call him a hero. I was just like, that was almost, to me, Captain America holding Mjolnir in Endgame. Like, it was so great seeing him walking in. And
That's the end game was right there. It was like
Yeah.
that was the winning moment, and that's why Matt had a smug smirk on his face, which
and a nice new haircut.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. New
But then,
haircut.
thinking that was going to be the emotional, centerpiece of this episode, seeing Daniel save BB's life, which I did not
Yeah.
think he was going to do, with how much he has been loyal to Kingpin and all these things, and just seeing their dinner with his mom for his birthday, all come together, and how she got along with his mom and all
birthday,
this
too.
stuff. You see,
It was his birthday. He died on his birthday.
Yeah. But you see him save her, and I felt like leading up when he was taking her to that safe house, like I felt a weight on my chest, like, oh God, here it comes, here
Yeah.
it comes. And when he said, leave and don't tell me where you're at, I'll handle this or whatever, I just felt like all of that weight came off my chest, and I was just like, oh, thank God. And I still was like, okay, Cashman's not going to kill him. That's not. And then he shot him at the end, and I was like,
I didn't think he was going to kill him either. I was truly shocked.
they got me multiple times in this episode, and that is kudos to excellent writing, excellent acting, and that's what this show has been all season. This whole second season is just head and shoulders better than the first season. First season's good, second season has been great, and this episode was phenomenal. I mean, there's been so many good episodes in this one, and this one may turn out to be my favorite of the season. And I'm with Doug. I'm giving it a 9.5. I mean, expertly just executed on all levels. Loved it.
Yeah, agreed. And Daredevil is of this story and everything, but he's not the only hero. We have so many heroic characters in this. BB, now Daniel, we have Karen, we have Bullseye, surprisingly, in this episode too, Jessica Jones. You have all these different characters that are getting their moments to shine, that are actually making a difference in the plot to take down Kingpin in this show. And I love the way that they are weaving in this story and this narrative in this show. It is a brilliant episode. Like everything you guys said, spot on. It's just an amazing one. And I kind of after this episode, I did kind of rated it a little lower than last week's episode. But now talking to you guys, having some time with it, I really do love this episode so much, and I think I do actually like this episode more than last week. So I'm probably going to give this one, I will give this one a 9.5 as well out of 10, because it is
One of us. One of us.
Yeah. It just hit the mark on all these different levels, and it puts Matt in a particular bad place too by the end, because he gets shot in the leg too after the ABTF incident, and he's not in a good place. He's bleeding out in the church. He is down on his luck, and he's going to have to rely on and depend on the people in his life that are going to make the difference to take down Kingpin. It's not going to just be Daredevil. So I love that. I love the fact that they're doing that. I love the writing of the show, brilliantly done. And can't say enough good things about Michael Gandolfini and that performance as Daniel. How did they make this character make you feel so much? Like you said, Keith, just the weight of that situation is just like, oh my gosh. And then make you feel hope and just admire this character because of the decision that he made. Making the right decision when there's so many bad things happening in the world. Doing one good act of kindness is all you need to do in this world to make a difference. This show highlights that, and that's something you should do in real life too, guys. So I loved it. Like I said, 9.5 out of 10 for me.
And we do have a comment from Jason Deerham. Why didn't he just tell Buck she got away? He wouldn't have bought it. He would have. It would have ended the same way if he would have let her. If said he got away or she got away, as opposed to saying he was not bringing her. So I think he knew where it was going to go. He thought Buck wouldn't kill him, like I think we all thought, and he thought this was his best way. That just don't tell me where you're at, and we'll all be good. But unfortunately, didn't end that way. But everyone out in the chat, fellow nerds, what is your rating for Daredevil? What is your rating for Maul? Are you excited for the finales next week? Let us know in the chat. But
Bittersweet.
Bittersweet. All right, guys, I gotta get going here. Thank you for having me. I'm sorry I gotta
Oh,
cut
yeah,
it
that's
off a
right.
little early tonight. So,
No, you're all good.
all
Thank you for
right,
joining
so
us. Everybody
yeah,
out there, make sure that you subscribe to Fatherly Fandom, like and share his videos.
yeah, and like and share the Not Your Stats quote videos too.
And what's
Bring
that
us
number
all up.
behind you
Let's
right
go.
now? Before you run, what is that number behind you? It looked like 1810.
1810. It is.
Wow.
It's actually 1820.
That's going to be
I
2000
know.
for the end of the night.
Yeah, it's just
Easily.
started blowing up. So
Sir,
yeah.
go enjoy your kids.
Great content every
and
day. So check it out. Fatherly Fandom.
One of the best out there. See you Sunday.
All right, gentlemen. I'll see you Sunday.
See ya.
Now, fellow nerds, welcome to the Rumor Mill Rundown for the week. We have a few, not too many, but a few. First off, there was a test screening of Spider-Man Brand New Day. And not with Marvel employees, but
Okay, good.
actual people.
Actual, like, people? Regular
Actual-
people?
Yes, regular, well, as regular as you can be, I suppose. But responses from the test audience were better than they were even hoping for.
I mean, it's a Spider-Man movie. It is really, really hard to, and I say this with a grain of salt because I do remember Spider-Man 3 and Amazing Spider-Man 2, but it is really hard to screw up a Spider-Man movie. Like, you have to actively try to mess it up.
Yes, you got to take, and you know, Dustin. Wonder Man was great. Shang-Chi was great. He seems to understand these movies and do a good job. And they are so hyped about it, they actually released some 3 pages of the script with notes all over it. And some of the highlights of that is it starts off, Peter is completely alone. No one remembers him. He has no Stark tech, and he's building everything himself. So they really broke down Spider-Man back to where he was.
Cool.
Which is,
Nice. I'm one of the strange outliers as far as this Peter being reliant on Stark Tech. I wasn't bothered by it in the first movie. The second movie, it seemed like overkill. Okay, we're gonna do the Edith glasses. All right, whatever. Whatever you got to do to bring Mysterio in, I suppose. And I was kind of glad to not have to rely on Tony Stark for the third one completely. I mean, we still have to use his tech to come up with the cures for everybody, but we were starting to wean it off. And then once he, erased everybody's memory, and then they show him using a sewing machine at the end of that movie, I was like, now this is where we needed to be all along. We need. I hate to put this curse on poor Peter Parker, but like, we need him to be poor, living in a crappy apartment, struggling to get by and pay his bills, and not able to have relationships with people because he's got to go and be Spider-Man.
And saying that, the relationship thing, he's always screwing up. He is reading the letter from MJ that he got at the end of No Way Home in the beginning. He's feeling sad, lonely, a little bit lost, but he chooses to still be Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And, he's got a new suit, real fabric and wrinkles and seams. It's kind of inspired by Tobey's and Andrew's from No Way Home.
Nice.
And, he's swinging through the city, and it starts a cool montage that we've heard about with him taking down bad guys. And I guess his suit is going to be evolving throughout the montage, too, until we get to the suit that he has for Brand New Day. So, I mean, sounds great. I'm looking forward to seeing this. I love Spider-Man, as most people do. It's, almost everybody growing up loves Spider-Man in some way. So, that is just awesome. Excited for all of that. Now, next, Daredevil Born Again Season 3 is going to introduce multiple new villains.
What do you mean by new?
Villains who haven't shown up in Daredevil yet. That's why I emphasize new because
All right.
I wonder if
I thought
this
you
is...
meant like new, like the MCU is just inventing people.
Oh, no, 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 no.
Okay. Okay.
No, no.
Good.
Established Marvel villains, and I wonder if this is going to
Nice,
be
all right.
a lot to do with maybe a power vacuum, gang war type thing. Like we could meet the Owl, we could meet Hammerhead, some of those, sort of mob level gang type villains that would be more street level. And I wonder if we'll see that in Daredevil Born Again Season 3, which could lead into the next Spider-Man movie too, as long as we're going, down that route, while the Kingpin maybe is out of power for a moment at least.
Oh yeah, I could definitely see that. That would make the most sense. Again, like if we're going to have Kingpin falling from grace from being the mayor of New York, obviously he's going to need to do like what he does best, and that's be the Kingpin. And if there's a vacuum of power, especially if if we are correct in our theory and he does end up in jail along with Matt, then it's only a matter of time before he finds his way making connections with the criminals in there and reestablishing his crime empire.
He may be in jail, but he may be running things from the inside.
That's right. That's right.
Now here's kind of one that came out at left field, but I really liked
Okay.
it. Kenneth Branagh says the ideas for a final Thor film that's more in the territory of Logan. I would love to see Chris Hemsworth and the others have their own individual final story that takes Thor into a glorious twilight.
I mean that maybe, I don't know.
I kind of like it in the sense that he would get his moment to shine leading out instead of it being, like a Tony Stark thing at the end of Endgame where, he sacrifices himself in this big movie. This could just be, Thor's power dwindling or, things like that. I thought it was interesting that, after directing the first Thor, he hasn't done any superhero films left, but he's still thinking about it. Like, hey, I got an idea, something we could do.
The only thing that I would be concerned about, like, yeah, that sounds nice to be able to go out on a high note like that, but it seems like they've worked so hard in making the Thor films a bit more comedic and making him more of a goofy character. And I think they might have went a little too dumb in Love and Thunder, but if they kind of just reel it back a little bit to Ragnarok, I honestly, I still say that was one of the best Thor movies. And I think that nailed his version of the MCU character. Yeah, it's definitely very different from how he is in the comic books. But, yeah, you could have him go out on a high note, but I just hope they don't take away that element of his character. Because, honestly, I think it's great. I think it fits his role in the MCU.
No, I agree. And I think, he, obviously the first Thor he directed, he was like that. But maybe he'll be like, yeah, I understand. This is kind of where we are and what we're doing. And hopefully carries it through. I couldn't agree with you more. Now this next one is making me happy.
Oh, okay.
Because
rumor or news?
It's a rumor.
Okay.
Bringing a close to maybe one of those post-credit scenes that we haven't had anything. Sharon Carter will return as the power broker in Vision Quest.
Okay, now that makes sense. Yeah. Still not a Skrull, I assume?
We don't know yet. The good news is my theory can never be wrong because they can always retcon it 40 years down the road. I could be dead and gone and it'd be like, Sharon Carter was a Skrull. And I'd be like, aha, Doug, ha ha.
Watch the episode that she appears and she's gonna come walking out. Hello, I'm Sharon Carter, the power broker, not a Skrull.
Yes.
I'm sorry, why did you say that? No particular reason, just felt necessary.
Why did you say Keith under your breath when you said it? Oh, I didn't say that. That didn't happen.
And all the while you're gonna be like, that just makes me even more convinced she's a Skrull. She's lying.
She's obviously lying, you guys. All right, that is the end of Marvel, but we got some DC Studio stuff.
Ooh.
First off, we did get a release date for Lanterns. It is coming August 16th. to
Nice. Very much looking
HBO
forward to it.
Max. And now we got some sad news. Well,
Oh,
depending on how you look at it. James Gunn has confirmed that the Authority film isn't happening anytime soon. He said it didn't work in terms of the larger DCU, both in terms of the story and practical concerns. Maybe someday, just not soon.
okay. Well, you know what? That's fine. At least he's being honest, and that is what I like about this new direction for the DC universe is the fact that they're not making promises that they can't keep. I was actually watching a YouTube video earlier this week where there was a guy who was essentially complaining that he doesn't like. He thinks that James Gunn is directionless and that the DC universe doesn't stand a chance because he hasn't come out and make all the same giant announcements that Marvel makes. And it's like, yeah, but you have to understand that like he kind of saw the error in what they had been doing, having these, big panels and huge announcements, and we're going to be releasing all these movies, half of which will never, get made, many of which the titles are going to completely change. Like there's really no point in putting on a big show to what you're going to hype people up for something that's never going to happen. So I like that he's being a lot more honest about it. Not even just so much as like, what they are and aren't going to release, but if any of you, follow us pretty regularly, you'll know that we'll constantly talk about how James Gunn is on Threads all the time, correcting a lot of the bad rumors that are floating around the internet. And you really don't see that come out of the MCU.
I'm happy you said that, Doug,
Ooh.
because we had someone reach out to him on Threads and say, Is Booster Gold still in development? I'm hearing rumors that Booster Gold and Paradise Lost have been canceled. And he replied, Booster Gold is in development. Paradise Lost is in extreme development. Not sure what extreme development means, but it sounds like we are getting close to getting an announcement. Casting, perhaps. Sounds like the script is done.
Mm-hmm. That's what I would gather. Because he's already said it quite a few times that they're not going to make an announcement on, something happening until they've got a working script.
So that's good. And then we also found out, he confirmed that he is not writing Creature Commandos Season 2.
Oh, really?
But he did say, he said the script for Creature Commando Season 2 is almost finished and a surprise is coming soon.
Ooh. What's the surprise?
Yeah, we don't know, but I'm looking forward to it. And then one of my favorite responses, he said, someone said, where did the Clayface go after Creature Commandos? And he put back to prison.
Short and sweet. Oh, okay.
And not only do we have a release date for Lanterns, but we also have a release date for Season 3 of My Adventures with Superman, which Season 3 is coming June 13th. Midnight on Adult Swim, next day on HBO Max, which I don't know if you've been watching it. I watched the first 2 seasons. It's been good.
I did watch bits and pieces. I haven't watched all of the episodes consecutively, but I have, whenever I happen to flip through and I'm like, oh yeah, that is a good, like, I watched the Mr. Mitzelpizzle. Yeah.
Mitzelpiddle?
Yeah, Mitzelpiddle. Like, I watched those episodes. Fantastic. And I've watched a couple here and there as well. Yeah, it is a good show. Don't sleep on that show. It's actually really good.
Jack Quaid, Huey from The Boys, does a great job as Superman Clark Kent. I like it. Very, very well done show. Worth the 20 minutes it takes. It's like a 22-minute show.
I kind of like that version of Lois too.
Oh yeah, me too.
She's pretty badass.
All right, now done with DC Studios. Now we got some Star Wars news.
Ooh,
hopefully
okay.
a little bit more next week, obviously with May 4th, but Sam Witwer, the release of Maul Shadow Lord Season 2 will not take too long, since it's been in development for a while.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I did not either.
Wow. Okay. Way to keep the lid on it.
Yeah, hopefully season 3 is going to be deep in development by the time season 2 airs. That would be very nice.
That'd be nice.
And now here's a rumor that I wanted to talk about because, I love playing the video games. The rumor is, there's a rumor that Jedi 3, the sequel to Jedi Survivor, will be announced Monday, May the 4th, Star Wars Day.
I could see that.
But there's a rumor that Jedi 3 will let you play as the Force ghost of your chosen mentor. And the picture has like Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, Luke, Anakin, Rey, Yoda,
the Force
Plo Koon.
Ghost? I assume not the whole game.
No. You'll be able to do missions like as the Force ghost.
Oh, I was going to say, I'm like, that would be kind of crazy. That would be, one might say, crazy town.
But it was funny because I was like, it sounds cool, don't get me wrong. But I'm like, if you're playing as Cal Kestis again, he doesn't have any of those people as a mentor.
That's true.
So I don't know how true that is. It sounds really cool, but sounds like it'd be retconning Cal Kestis a little bit, or you're playing as somebody else, I guess, which could be a possibility, but we will have to see. All right.
I just want to know when we're going to get a live action Cal.
The fact that they made him look like the voice actor playing him, I thought for sure we would have seen him by now.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'm going to use the Invincible for this next one.
Ooh, okay.
Now, you know what I'm about to say because you shared it with us on Slack a little while ago, but Invincible will return for Season 5. Should be sometime in 2027. Voice acting is complete. That's huge. But the animation takes a little longer than the voice acting, of course. But it's great that is done. Thrag will be back. Dinosaurus will also be back.
There's a
Conquest
big storyline
will
with him.
not be back.
Aww. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Now, I am a little concerned that it is coming out so soon. I'm happy, but I am concerned because Robert Kirkman recently said in an interview that he essentially wants this series to operate like TV did in the 90s, where you were cranking out a season, immediately. There was not that long of a wait. And I applaud him on one hand for, wanting that and making sure that we don't have huge waits in between seasons. Like, I was looking up the next time we're going to see Pluribus, because I really enjoy that show on Apple TV. And now they're not saying until like 28 or 29.
Oh,
and I'm like,
God.
oh, okay, that sucks. And I think I read something. There was another series that it's going to be a while for it to come out. Severance. Same thing. They said 28 it might come out, and I'm like, man, these great shows. It's taken so long. And then Robert Kirkman, yeah, no, we're cranking them out. But the thing that I'm worried about is I hope that it's not, the quality isn't going to suffer because of it, because there was a lot of stuff that apparently flew right past my vision. I didn't even notice it, but you've got all these people putting out YouTube videos showing all of these major animation mistakes that, I never caught. I guess I wasn't really paying that close attention, or, and I certainly wasn't going frame by frame. But yeah, a lot of these people, they're pointing out where at one point Omni-Man's cape will vanish and then suddenly reappear or something. And I'm like, huh.
Oh, wow. I never noticed that.
Yeah, I didn't notice it either. But again, they're pointing out these just tiny little animation mistakes. So I hope that he's not overworking them, and forcing a lower quality show. I know the writing isn't going to be bad. The writing is going to be fantastic. The voice acting is still going to be fantastic. I just hope the quality of the animation doesn't drop.
That's, the writing. They obviously have the whole story written out in comics, and the guy who wrote it is writing the show. So I can see that going along quickly, making subtle changes here and there, like he's done. Voice acting, you can get those guys in doing the voice acting pretty quick. But yes, don't slack in the animation because it's been getting steadily better throughout the seasons. Don't rush it out to get it out too quick. Make sure it's still the same high quality, because season 4 was probably my favorite season of Invincible so far.
Oh,
it was
same.
so good.
Fantastic episodes, except for one.
We're not going to talk about that. Episode 4. We do have one more topic, but I'm going to save it for Sunday.
Ooh, all right.
Because it's something that inspired a lot of debate online because of a comic book creator had an opinion.
Uh-oh.
Wasn't this? It's funny. It's a comic book creator I'm not a big fan of, but I absolutely agree with what he said. But
Well, I can't wait for Sunday then.
yes, should we find somebody to raid?
I think we should. And let's see here. Taking a look at the list. Let's see, we've got Tiny Velker is there. We've got Bubble. We've got Sarah Jane. I don't remember who Mela Bunny is, but apparently we watched her at one time. Why don't we join Sarah Jane?
That works. Let's do it. Resident Evil 4. Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah, it is. All right, and while we're doing that, for those of you fine folks out there wondering, what are those nerds doing? This is a little something we can do over on Twitch. It's called raiding a channel. It's where we can kind of keep things going. So rather than, ending things and being done, we can say, oh, you know what, we're going to go hang out with another fellow nerd. We're going to go hang out on their channel, watch them play a game, talk with them, things like that. Now, unfortunately, we can't quite do the same thing on YouTube because they suck sometimes, but that's okay. We still love all of you, and we thank you for joining us. In fact, if you enjoy what we do, why don't you show us a little bit of love? Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, but definitely share it with your friends. Get them on board. You can all chat with us in the comments when we do these live streams. And, we love hanging out with all of you and, hearing what you have to say about these episodes. And speaking of that, we want to hear more from you. So, you know the drill. Get in those comments down below. And as per usual, we'll see you next time right here on Not Your Status Quo. Nerds, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more of this stuff, make sure that you check out our Twitch stream. We try to do these live Sunday or Monday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Keep an eye on our social media to find out when you can join in live and chat with us during these live streams. Also, as usual, don't forget to check out our other social media. Add us at Twitter, comment down below, and we'll see you next time right here on Not Your Status Quo.